lovely wishes. It's Holly. Welcome to Dandelion Stitches. I'm back. I'm home in my space. If you're new here, so happy to have you. If you could hit the subscribe and ring the bell so that you're notified when I drop a video, and the likes, you know, all the stuff. So how are you? How is everyone? Are you okay? Are you doing all the good, taking care of yourself stuff? I hope so. I hope so. So my whole existence at the moment is in a stage of discombobulation. I'm mostly unpacked. The mail guy delivered so many boxes. We've got many boxes to go through. Some of them are at the end of our 3-month Battle of the Quilting subscription boxes. So that will be exciting. The only one I don't think has come yet is Sew Sampler. And then a few others I found, like newer boxes or boxes that we've not seen before. So the next few videos are going to be box heavy, but it'll be fun. So let's see, nothing to report on. If you want to give away, your package is in the mail. I did it first thing when I got home. So yeah, let's go ahead and open a box. Today we're going to do pre-cuts, and then hang with me till the end, and I'm going to tell a story. I used to story tell a lot more frequently. Oh, my light just went out. Oh well. And if you're not into the storytelling, you can fast forward all the way through or do whatever. But for now, let's go see what Precuts got. Alrighty, so this is Precuts. This is the classic box. It is $59. I have written down 96. I don't, you know, and it does include shipping. I went ahead and opened it up because I remembered that there was a pattern to download, and so I went ahead and did that so we could get a good look at what was going on. What's going on? Okay, so starting at the beginning, the pattern is supposedly $14. Now, let me say, this is a good pattern, and I really like it. The whole experience of getting the pattern, downloading it went fine. The password was correct. It was available, all of that stuff. It did, and then they send you an email, and the email came right away, so that was excellent. But when it downloads to your computer, it doesn't put up any kind of an indication that it's downloaded. You just have to go to your downloads and find it. It does, like, I have a Mac, so it like sent a little something up there to indicate that there was something happening in the download folder. But so if you're downloading the pattern, just be aware that there's not going to be any, at least for me, my experience was there's not going to be any, like, show it on the screen until you download it and then click on it and it shows itself. It's 16 pages. It's it is a good pattern. It's my dad's, I mean, we've seen similar patterns all over the place, but I don't have a problem with that. I like that there's a worksheet that's fun and helpful. So this is our first item on the documentation. So then we've got, let's just do the little stuff here. We have the bag, which is the bag, which is $4. You get a block of the month membership, which is $5. If you didn't sign up for block of the month, I'm ambivalent about that. But anyway. We have some Kloss needles. I've never used Kloss needles. It says $6, and they're medium needles, 75.11. Like I said, I have no experience, so now is as good a time as any. And this is Mettler thread in it's not like off-white, it's a little more tan. Not that that really makes any difference. So we've got the trying to decide how she put it together. There's a 1/4 yard of white border fabric. There's 5/8 of a yard of also white border fabric. And then there's this 14 1/4 yard bundle to make this beautifulness here. So that's cool. It feels like maybe, let's see if it says. No, it doesn't indicate in any way where the fabric came from or what it is. Oh, and it's, you know, solids don't usually have selvages that will help you in that way. It feels really good. It's soft. The color saturation is really pretty. I'm happy. I'm happy. So, shipping was $10.85, which I absolutely believe shipping is gone. It's everything has. So, it says that the subscription value is $105.85. That's very generous if that is the case. This month was curated pattern in your subscription and solid fabric. You received entire kit, threads, needles. There's a sewing tip that you always should use a self-healing mat and to use the lines in your ruler and the lines on your cutting mat as reference. Good, good. This is Diana Bedell. Did she write the pattern? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's get out the old judging paper. I have zero idea when it arrived. I'm going to give the documentation a 9. They really worked hard to make a nice glossy piece of documentation. I would have loved to know what the fabric is, but, and maybe it's, you know, in there somewhere. So there's one project and I would make it. I'm going to give it a 6 for being creatively curated. There really isn't any creative. She just picked the pattern in. So, the quality of the fabric is good. I gotta give it a 10. It's lovely colors. Value versus cost. Well, if it's indeed that 100 and whatever dollars for $59, that's quite the value versus cost. Yeah. So a 10 for that. So I'm gonna give them. I'm going to give them an 8, and I'm going to say why. Only because there's no pow here. There's no like, oh, look at that. That's cool. It's a good pattern. As always, when you have to print your own pattern using your own paper and your own ink, I think $14 is a little bit high. But anyway, so let us go back to the other camera and have story time. So this was a pretty good pre-cuts. Yeah, I do think they raised the price of the value just a little bit, just a little bit, but overall, I thought it was good. So anyway, we're going to story time. So now is your time to just, thanks for coming. I'm so happy you were here. And, or you can stay for the story. Completely your choice. No hard feelings, either way. So, this is a story about trust and finding the positives, finding the good stuff. If you're new or you just didn't, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in October of this last year. And it isn't a huge detriment to me right now. I mean, I know there are harder days coming, but some days it feels like it's a looming, like there's something coming and I don't really want it, but you got to take it as it comes. So we were in Minnesota, and there is a beach there that I really wanted to go to. And I've been to this. Okay, first of all, when you hear the word beach, you probably think sand and, but in Minnesota where we were, it's all rock. It's all rocks. It's these beautiful, soft rocks, big ones, little ones, every size. And there was an article in the local newspaper about how they have so many rocks. They don't know what to do with them all, so they decorate. It's just, which is about the truth. But I love these rocks ever since I was a little person. I used to have one in my pocket all the time. So I really wanted to go to this beach. And to get down to the water and where the rocks are to pick is a set of maybe 8 steps cut into the rock, and they're not in any shape or form level. One goes this way, another one goes that way, and along the side of there's bigger rocks in some places that you can like put your hand on and help yourself. But I said to Tom, I really want to go to that beach. I mean, I really, really want to go to that beach. Now this particular walkway has tried to kill me once before. Many years ago, like a decade ago, I went down it and fell, went, landed down at some poor girl's feet who was horrified. Poor little thing. She was like, oh my God. But I sprained my ankle. It was fine. It didn't stop me from going again. But it's kind of headed out for me. I'm a little afraid of it. The steps down to the. So Tom said, like, okay, let's go do it. We sort of have a understanding that if there's something that I want to do, we'll try, and it's going to be up to me to say I can't do it. It's not, and he'll take it the rest of the way. So we went down these steps. He would go down a step and then turn around and take my hand, and we would get down to the next step together. And then he would go down a step, turn around, and there was a conversation the whole time of, now if you put your hand on this rock and then I take your other hand, I've got you. We can go down to the next rock. And it isn't like steps. They're like, bigger. I wish I had a picture, but anyway. Step by step, we did this going down. He would go down a step. He would analyze what are we gonna do next, and I would, whatever he said, that's what we do. And there were times when he was supporting most of my weight while I worked my way down to the next step. And but we did it. We got down there. Now it didn't 100%. I didn't think it through. Because once you get to the bottom and you get to all these rocks, it is very unstable. And walking through them when you have balance issues. So anyway, he helped me along. We found a rock for me to sit on, he built rock cairns for me, and we got a bag of rocks to take home. And while he was picking rocks, I sat and I cried. I wanted to have had the experience of being on that beach just one more time, just one more time. Now, it's very possible that I will get 10 more times or maybe more, but maybe not. So, getting back up again was like, oh, I was scared because, yeah, but we did it. We did it. And the moral of the story is, take those moments. Don't be afraid. Be brave. If there's something that you want to do, try, because maybe you'll get an opportunity and maybe you won't. I don't know, but I think that that's the biggest thing that Parkinson's has taught me, is that you have to live in the moment. You have to take it for, you got to do it. If you want it, you got to do it. And, you know, like I said, there'll be days in the future where there's no choice. I can't do it. But I did it this time. And I did it because Tom was there for me. And because our trust of each other was so cohesive that I knew I had zero fear that he would not take my hand. He would not, I mean, we're connected. We were together for 14 days in a room where we left very, very few times did we leave the room. And we never got into a squabble. We both said, aren't we lucky that we are connected to someone who we can just be. And so I'm really hoping that you've got somebody in your life. It doesn't have to be your husband or your, you know, just somebody that you can just be with, just yourself. So, because sometimes it's not pretty. So anyway, that's my story. Take it with a grain of salt, but sometimes life deals you some, what you think are going to be some pretty tough things, and they are. But in the middle of it all, there's little rays of sunshine. So be well, be safe, and here it is, your moment of zen. Well, we're walking in a little row.